And now the dagger.
I made him fetch.
I'll be right back.
Whoever you are, thank you for bringing it here.
Had I known you were behind this, I would have thought twice about it. Hello, Kasim. It's me, Sadia.
Sadia? Sadia, how long has it been?
Since you had me thrown out of the palace, long enough to leave those times behind me.
As if anything has changed since then. I'm still the sole heir of the Mughal dynasty. And you're nothing.
That's where you're mistaken. I'll go into battle against the demon hordes, and I will triumph. All of Avestan will know my name, and everyone will fall to their knees before me in awe.
You really believe that? You can't change who you are, Sadia. You'll always be the same person you always were. Second class. Insignificant. My name, on the other hand, my name will be immortal.
Take my hand. I'll take you to a more comfortable place.
How do you think they knew each other?
He is a prince, she's a princess. Maybe they're siblings. What I find much more puzzling is how the maid knew about their conversation. He wasn't there, and yet it's written in his journal.
Keep reading.
I took the woman to her chambers. It was obvious that she knew the prince, yet I still couldn't find any malevolence in her. In order to keep an eye on her, I commanded one of my invisible air spirits to continue watching her. Aha!
Aha!
I'll leave you alone now. Get some rest. You'll need your strength tomorrow when we send you home.
I didn't come here only to be sent back.
You were the instrument of a traitor. I doubt Admiral Vahim's going to welcome such a person to his fortress.
Let me talk to him.
There's water on the table. I'll have fresh vegetables brought to you soon. We'll meet again at dawn. Good night.
If you won't talk to the Admiral, then I'll do it myself.
And please stay in your room.
It feels like wax. Never. I'm tired. But if I fall asleep, they'll take me back to Fazar at dawn. That must not happen. I must join the battle. Let me talk to the Admiral.
I'm truly sorry, but no. And now, please go back and sleep.
The leaves are swaying in the wind, but there's no wind here. Hey, you're an air spirit, aren't you? Let's play. Let's play hide and seek. We'll both hide from the mages. What shall we do? They would find us right away in this room.
Is that her? Yes, but what is she doing here?
Admiral?
I thought the evil mage had locked you up in his tower.
Yes, but I jumped out of the window.
I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Eh, Wahim?
Take me with you to the battle. I won't disappoint you.
And she has courage. Yes, but no weapon. Besides, she almost played into Kasim's hands. I think it's too risky.
I didn't know about the prince's plan.
I heard, but how do I know that you won't unknowingly aid him again? As long as we don't know his plans, I won't take any further risks.
You want to learn the prince's plans? Then let me see him.
Out of the question. That could be exactly what he wants. Stay away from that bastard.
What sort of weapon do I need in order to come with you?
We're fighting against demons, so something blessed would be good. Bring me some kind of weapon, and my companion will take care of the blessing. He is a Deont.
Diont would be more like it.
Ariakos, please.
Does it matter what sort of weapon I bring you?
Something you fought with before. Leave everything else to my cleric.
What do you know about the battle?
It is said that the demon lord Borberad is planning an invasion of the damned in the Gorian desert, and Rohal the Wise will oppose him. Rohal's troops have been preparing for the big day for months in Zorgan. Meanwhile, more and more demon scum are forcing their way out of Borberad's portal into the Gorian desert.
A lot of effort for a slaughter that will only last a few hours.
However it may end, it will change Aventuria forever.
Why a flying fortress?
No matter what, we must prevent the plague of demons from spreading. That's why we're carrying the battle directly to Borberad's door. No living thing has ever faced so many creatures from the nether hells as we will in 3 days' time.
You should know, demons are tough, nearly invincible.
One must lure them onto sacred ground in order to defeat them. And since we can't do that, we'll bring the sacred ground to them. Keishalri is a monumental floating temple, built to carry the light of the gods into the middle of the armies of darkness.
What will it be like to fight against demons?
Horrible. There's nothing more terrible than being exposed to the madness of such a creature.
They don't act or think as we do. Their bodies are not made of flesh and blood, and they're almost invulnerable to common magic.
How does one kill something like that?
With blessed weapons, a lot of luck, courage,
and a gigantic flying fortress.
Of course, can't forget the flying fortress.
Why are you anchored outside Draconia?
The air elementalists helped us build Keishalri. We had hoped they would continue to support us.
But they're only interested in elements and the harmonies of the spheres, not in politics, no matter how bloody.
The Council will merely send a group of observers on board, but no more than that.
Good. Then there'll be someone who can tell the world about me.
That would be much too selfless for that bunch.
The elementalists have long planned to withdraw from the fate of the world. They expect that the battle will make this decision easier for them.
In other words, they hope it'll be so disgustingly bloody that they'll never have to leave their little ivory tower again.
If that ivory tower still exists at that point.
I'll be back soon. There are 7 runes engraved on it. Is that the Gorian desert?
Yes, and the enemy's fortress lies in the middle. Hordes of demons are going to pour out of the portals. We'll attack from here.
And now, where shall I put it? The horns can be turned. What is that? It sounds like a whisper. The whisper is getting louder.
You must find the garden. The name is in the garden, and without the name, the mask is worthless.
I know, but where shall I begin? No one here knows where it is, let alone whether it even exists.
It does exist, but to find it, you need the mask. I'm so close. While the most powerful men in Avestan smash heads in the Gorian desert, I'll restore the realm of my fathers, and there will be no one left to stand in my way.
Is this the same garden the staff spoke of? What is Kasim planning? You want to learn the prince's plans? Then let me see him.
Out of the question. That could be exactly what he wants. Stay away from that bastard.
I eavesdropped on the prince. He's looking for some garden. He wants to use it to seize power after the battle.
Surely not the Garden of Oblivion.
You know something about it?
Well, yes. It's just a legend, but They say there's a hidden cave somewhere in the Rashtulian Wall, near the volcano Rashtul Kancharot. The cave bears the name the Garden of Oblivion, because everything that takes place there is forgotten by time itself, whatever that means.
Does the legend also mention a mask?
Yes, there was something about that, but I'd have to do some research to be sure.
That doesn't sound like something I need to concern myself with. If Kasim's attention is really on a cave in the Rashtulian Wall and not on the battle, then he's no longer my problem, so we can safely turn our attention towards our actual goal.
The Garden of Oblivion? Have you ever heard of that?
No, never. But the story gets stranger from page to page. I may be mistaken, but something about this garden feels wrong. I can't say what just yet.
Keep reading.
Admiral Wahim turned a deaf ear to every warning, but I felt the danger emanating from this garden. The girl, on the other hand, had tasted blood. I think she imagined the garden was something that could help her achieve her ambitions, only she didn't know precisely how.
Does it matter what sort of weapon I bring you?
Something you fought with before. Leave everything else to my cleric.
I'll be back soon. Bless this weapon for me.
A simple dagger?
I'm fast and agile with it. It has done me loyal service.
That's enough for me. However, the blessing will take some time. Pick it up from me later.
Well, are you taking me with you or not?
I don't know what you think, Wahim, but I like her.
All right then. We set sail at dawn. Rest until then. The cots in Keshalri are far less comfortable than those here. You've come just in time, Xerxes. The girl has just joined our army, which, in my eyes, makes her a good bit more sensible than your entire council.
All right. If you vouch for her, as long as she doesn't hurl us all into disaster, I don't care.
He didn't like that at all.
Quite right. Well, back to the fortress for me. Here's to a glorious battle, you two.
I'm going to look round the library a bit. The talk of this Garden of Oblivion has made me curious.
I hear a whisper, like something evil lives there. What's that? In the center of the darkness, there's a pedestal. And on top of that, feels like a lamp. I'll take it. Huh? Did the darkness come from the lamp then? It's ice cold. It's shiny and clean. Just a moment, there's an odd indentation. I see water on the other side. I see water on the other side.
The ice djinn in these halls has shown me the way to an ancient text. It's one of the few in which the Garden of Oblivion is mentioned.
And?
It's a travelogue by a mage named Halef ben Jalif. He was a servant of one of the Mogul mages and sent out to find the garden.
Which Mogul mage?
The last of the Moguls, Malakar. Unfortunately, he never found the garden, and fearing punishment, he began to hide from his master's lackeys. He feared that if he were found, they would, here I quote, "First place the mask on me, and then transform me into a lifeless artifact."
What sort of artifact?
Who knows? Perhaps a ring or a bracelet.
Or a staff?
Those old Moguls really knew how to ruin someone's life.
What was his name again?
He was called Halef ben Jalif. I wonder if they ever caught him.
What else do you know about Ben Jalif?
Not much. He was given the mask and sent out to find the garden. That's all it says here.
What does the log say about the garden?
It says that some sort of magic word is buried in the garden. A word that will awaken the true power of Malakar's mask, and that 3 secret chambers will point the way there. The rest is just incoherent nonsense.
Are you sure?
Yes. The search for the garden must have gone to Jalif's head. He babbles that the place was created by an ancient entity, a servant of time. and that Satinav, the Lord of Time, separated the garden from our spheres, so that nothing that happens in the garden would have consequences for our reality. Then there's something about lies that become truth, and a hole in the Book of Time. Obviously the inventions of a half-wit.
3 chambers show the way?
Yes, their entrances are located somewhere in Draconia. Keep an eye out for this symbol. You can have the pages, if you like.
Thank you.
It's the Eye of Sauron.
However, to open the chambers, you need to have the mask with you. Until you have the mask, there's no point in searching for the chambers.
Are you inciting me to steal?
I'm only here to pass on knowledge. What you do with it is your business, and yours alone.
The garden was created by a servant of time?
Correct. They say this servant sleeps in the 3 chambers and waits for a mage to wake him.
Does it have to be a mage?
Yes. Only the presence of magic will disturb his sleep.
Who is Satinav?
Satinav is the guardian of time. He watches over the Book of Time and makes sure that no one disturbs or changes the things written there.
Has anyone ever seen him?
No, he's only a legend.
There's a spell buried in the garden which will waken the true power of the mask? What is its true power?
It says here that the mask presents its bearer with a choice. He either decides for sweet oblivion or to undo things which once happened, as if they never came to pass.
That sounds very powerful.
Oh yes, it does. More than a few would murder for such power.
That's enough for now.
You know, I find it curious that you've never heard anything about this at all. I noticed your tattoo. You're a descendant of Malachar yourself, aren't you? Have you learned nothing from your forefathers?
I'm hearing about all this for the first time.
And our prince, above the observatory. He's your brother, isn't he? I just wonder what drives you. An uncanny determination glows in your eyes. Either you'll achieve the impossible, or you'll descend into the deepest madness.
I won't be stopped.
I only want to warn you. Please, take care of yourself.
Why is it so cold here?
The Library of Draconia is supervised by the Ice Faculty. Writing is like ice. It freezes a moment in time. In this case, for eternity.
What kind of runes are these?
Oh, those are the symbols of the 6 elements. That rune stands for fire. That's clearly the symbol for air. That symbol represents ice. That symbol stands for water. That's probably the symbol for ore. That's the symbol for earth, if I'm not mistaken.
Xerxes!
Calm down. I'm allowed to leave my room now. What sort of room is this?
A workshop.
And what do you do here?
As an ore elementalist, I study stones and crystals.
And dangerous artifacts.
Those too.
What are you studying now?
An elemental sphere. Don't bother me, I have a good feeling right now. The work is going very smoothly.
What do you know about this mask here?
I don't like it. It gives me an uneasy feeling.
Examine the mask.
Later.
When later?
Please, stop harassing me with your annoying questions. I feel good about this sphere right now. I need to make use of this inspiration.
You only research things that give you a good feeling?
I associate warmth and light with the sphere. With the mask, I associate only cold flesh and death. Does that answer your question?
How are you feeling now?
I associate warmth and light with the sphere. With the mask, I associate only cold flesh and death.
Have you taken a closer look at the staff on the table?
Briefly.
And?
It is ensouled. Longer study will show what lies within.
Ah.
Don't be arrogant. They're not mere rocks. They're ores, and very important and valuable to me.
The stone tablet is broken.
Don't remind me. I tripped and now it's ruined. Every time I think about it, I almost lose my will to live. It's a whetstone. I'm indifferent towards it. It just serves its purpose.
I know now who you are. Your name is Halef ben Jalif. You were Malachar's servant. He sent you to find the Garden of Oblivion. but you only made it as far as Draconia. As a punishment, the mask was placed on you. Your memory was stolen, and you were made into what you are now.